Hey, Oshio, this is the Feerce Truth-Seeker. I am here and I am testing out how to go live. As you all know, technology is the Feerce Truth-Seeker's Achilles heel. So I'm here testing out how to go live. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I am testing this new internet capability. So if anybody is around, feel free to say something in the chat. Let me know how the audio sounds. Um, Let me know, if y'all can see me. Let me see. I guess, yeah, I guess, let me know how the quality looks. I'm brand new to this. You know, um, yeah, but I think let me see. Stephen Redclay, you're loud and clear. Hey, Stephen Redclay. Hey, Oshio. Peace. How's it going, man? Um, yeah, I'm just here. I'm trying to learn more about this technology. This is seriously my Achilles heel. You know, um, I'm hoping to do this in the future. A little more often. Um, as y'all know, know or may not know, um, the television station that I broadcast from, which is Bronx Net, has been closed down due to, since the COVID pandemic. And so that's why I've had to step my game up with the technology, doing you notice you haven't been seeing the television show recorded in the studio, at the television station, like years ago before COVID. And that's because the studio's been closed and everything has been done on StreamYard. So, and before it was StreamYard, they were doing it on Zoom. And I had to teach myself, in a lot of the classes, and not classes, but a lot of the lectures and stuff that y'all have been seeing me do on this channel, on this YouTube channel, which is separate from the TV station. I had to teach myself how to do all that. When COVID first started, I was literally going crazy, getting more gray hairs and, going crazy because, technology is just not my thing, you know. Um, Even back in the days, even before I had the Red Road East, I had another show on YouTube. Well, a couple of shows, but I'm talking about in terms of the indigenous thing. Um, I had another show before the Red Road East. This is like way, way early in the beginning of the 2000s. And a lot of those shows are not even um, on YouTube anymore. Um, but back then, I didn't know anything about YouTube, how to use YouTube. That was me and my godmother, Firebird Grey Wolf. She was the technician that was doing all of that stuff back then. As a matter of fact, I just did an interview with her on the TV station. That show will be airing on this coming Sunday. But I have it here recorded. I'll probably try to do a live do a live stream with that recording that I did with her. And she talks a little bit about the stuff that we did back in the days. Oh, wait a minute, see, I have another comment here. Stephen Redclay, I always wonder why you would out the show only 30 minutes when everyone else would be on for on for yeah for 10 and 11 hours. Yeah, because the Red Road East is my show is only half an hour. Um so I have to keep it, and actually it's not even a full half hour. It's actually it airs for 29 minutes. Then they cut it because after my show, then they broadcast another show. So they're really strict with the studio time. That's why I want to learn how to do these live streams where I can go, longer, and plus there's less restriction, when I do my own show that you have, as opposed to when you're doing it on television, you know. Um, and then, we could talk and chat freely, because a lot of things that I a lot of times want to say that, I'm not able to say, that you can talk about, let's say if we're doing something live like this, um, and I also want to be able to, talk about, other things, in regards to the culture, a lot of the spirituality and stuff like that, health and wellness, because, a lot of the things that I have, a little bit of other knowledge of is, beyond just history, you know, um, you know, like to talk about health and wellness and stuff like that, because a lot of people, um, in the community and, not only in the community, but in my personal, circle, who are ill and stuff like that. So, I want to start getting the health and wellness conversation, spoken of, and things of a spiritual nature, things of that nature, but I'm glad to see that I'm coming across clear. um and yeah, see, it looks like, let me see what I'm looking at here. It says here, I think it looks like there's four people. Maybe I see the people icon, and I see four, the number four right next to the thumbs up. So if anybody else can confirm that, just give a thumbs up or whatever, to make sure that that's what I'm seeing correctly. That there's four people. Again, this is my Achilles heel, so bear with me. I'm just trying to learn how to navigate this live streaming thing here. Okay. I know I sound like a dinosaur, and really I am. I'm a lot older than I look, you know. So you just have to bear with me, Um, when I first started doing, when I first started walking the red road, there was no internet. It was everything was, you go to a lecture, or you do things in the community, in a community center, you know or we meet up at powwows, and stuff like that, so I'm like a dinosaur with all of this stuff, so I need, any advice that you guys can give me, tips and things of that nature would be definitely appreciated. um but yeah, I'm glad. Thank you, Stephen Redclay, for tuning in. Um, I'm definitely looking to do this some more. Share some books with y'all. I got a lot of books and stuff. I have a whole library. Um, actually, very extensive library. I've thrown away so many books, because it was just too much, and then, relocating and stuff like that, I just had to get rid of a lot of books, and I wish I had somebody around at the time, when I was relocating, that I could have just given the books to, but time just didn't permit, you know. Even now, I got so many books I had to, I got books in storage. It gets overwhelming, because what I was looking to do, um, is to actually create a library, indigenous library slash museum. I had just that many books. So I would always, when I bought books, I would get duplicates of those books, and I'll probably still do that in the future. You know, um, to have a library that's just dedicated to East Coast indigenous people, and you know, I want that's a vision that I have, and I hope to make it become a reality. Once I get some more stability. Oh, I see some more people in here. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Hey. Hey. Let's see, one step at a time. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah. As with everything you try, you will get better and better. You'll conquer it. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Pop. Yeah. Um, Cobra Assassin, Islam more, peace and love to the elder. Gratitude for all of your work. Thanks a lot, man. Cobra Assassin. Yeah. That name sounds very familiar. Um, very familiar. Cobra Assassin. Yeah. Thanks a lot for your support. Let me see. Got some books here and stuff. Give me 1 second. Let me see. I gotta give me 1 second. Yeah, hold tight. I wanted to share something. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Got a whole lot of books. I put a lot of books in storage. Got a lot of books over at my pop's crib that I just put. So I'm glad I was able to get some of that stuff out of my place because it just became overwhelming. Um, but I'm gonna do a live stream at some point, um, talking, sharing some of these books, many books that I have. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. Yeah. So this is one of the books I want to get into here. It comes out. It looks the reverse on. I'm looking at the screen. It looks like the words are backwards. Um, Let me know in the comment section if the book looks, if the words look backwards. Was it just me? Was it coming across on the screen with you guys the way it's supposed to be? Can anybody tell me? Yes, no. Anyway, hopefully y'all can see it. Okay, I see a comment here. Cobra Assassin, I shouted you out on PNF. Oh, okay, yeah, the good brother PNF chat. but I've been following your work since '08. Wow. Since '08. Wow. You've been following that long? So that means you've been following since before the Red Road East. Yeah, because I started, so you've been following me since the Mound Builders then. Um yeah, 'cause I started the Red Road East. I think I started Red Road East in, I believe, 2015. And before that, yeah, it was the Mound Builders. Um, yeah, that was '08 and before. Yeah, the early, that was going way back. Or even before '08. Wow, so you must have been following since the Mound Builders. Yeah. Wow. Let me see. Um, Oh, they're facing the right way. The books. Okay, good, good, good. Yeah, this is one of the books I wanted to share with the family. The Mashpee Indians Tribe on Trial. This gives you some. See, my particular show is about the our story here on the East Coast. And I know that there is a lot of stuff going on right now that I'm not really happy that I'm seeing going on, you know, among indigenous people. You know, um, I don't want to call names of any groups, or anything like that, you know. But it's a lot of stuff going on. It's just getting out of control. See, like matter of fact, let me see if me see if I get my godmother in on this call. Cause let me see on this live stream. Give me 1 second. She can chime in on this 21949. Okay, let me see. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Give me 1 second, y'all. Sorry for this. I just want to see if I can get her to join in. She's a clan mother as well. Shio, yeah, I was just giving you a call because I'm just testing out the live stream on YouTube, and I wanted you to, come and chime in a little bit. Anyway, I don't know if you're asleep or not. Yeah, it's like 10, a little after 10 o'clock, so maybe you're not up. Anyway, if you are, then join in. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Onada. Yeah, but when we started um, on YouTube back in the days, there was, see, like nowadays in the indigenous community, um, it's a little bit different. Now there's a lot of talk about, there's a lot of back and forth that I see going on with, those out west, and those, you know, further south, Central America, Mexico South, those um, indigenous people there and stuff like that. And back then, we had a lot of friction. Like this stuff that's going on now with the back and forth is nothing new. You know, myself, my godmother, we were fighting that fight a long time ago. Um, and at that time, those um, from out west, they didn't even want to acknowledge the conventional story of the what they call quote unquote black Indians, okay, meaning black Indians, those who um were quote unquote Africans, products of the African slaves, so-called slaves, mixing in with the tribes. They didn't even acknowledge that, okay, um, let alone in terms of us being aboriginal to the land. you know they didn't even want to acknowledge the whole William Lauren Katz. For those, y'all may not know, those who are new in the community, y'all may not know about that book. Some of you may, but you know they didn't even want to acknowledge that whole history, um, let alone, back then I was talking about us being, Aboriginal to land. So, I really, looked like I was from outer space, you know. And so the fight back then, with a lot of, not myself, because I already knew that, we were, Aboriginal to the land and stuff like that. There were other people in the community, who were fighting, saying, we're black, they're black Indians, and they're Indians too, this, that, and the other. That was not my argument, because, I always keep it 100. That's why they call me the Feerce Truth-Seeker, because I'm going to tell you the truth, no matter what. I don't care, what people's feelings are. I'm going to tell the truth, no matter what that truth is. I present the truth. That's why I was given that name, Feerce Truth-Seeker, because my whole thing is to speak the truth. And if I have some information, let's say if I have some information that was incorrect, that I may have shared yesterday, if I find out that the information was incorrect, I'm going to come out and say, hey, I was wrong about that. This is what it is, because with me, I'm not trying to push any particular narrative. It's just about putting the truth out there. And what I do is I put information out there from different perspectives, and I let the viewers judge as to, what they want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I try to, take an objective stance, and that's how journalism should be, you know. But anyway, back then, I was really an outcast. When I go to powwows, and I would see a lot of these people calling themselves Black Indians and stuff like that. I had a lot of arguments, with those individuals, because I was saying, hey, we're not black. Number one, black is a color. We're not crayons. You know, and you know, and all of our people didn't come over here, as African slaves. And a lot of them had a real problem with that. So, you know, back then I was I was just that, that cat over there that, yeah, he's on some other ish, you know. But he knows his stuff, so, we can't, we can't debate him, because, he's got 1,000 facts, and I always used to go to the powwows with my archive. I have like a big backpack with books, because every time I go to powwows, it would be somebody trying to, tell me that I didn't know what I was talking about. So I walk around. It wasn't like, see, like now, you could just get on the phone, and you can, do a little Google search, but there was no Google back then. We didn't have all these um, modern conveniences, that y'all have now. So you'd have to literally, I'd be with the books, I'd be with my notes, and I'd just be prepared, because I'd always get challenged, and so, but that was the fight. You had darker skin, um and I'm using this word loosely, darker skin, quote unquote, Indians, um in these circles, that were constantly trying to fit in, you know, or, you know, facing criticism, and trying to prove their Indianness and stuff like that, you know. Um, but nowadays, because of a lot of the stuff that myself and my godmother, and a few others who were on the scene, during that time, we opened a lot of doors for those who are around today, because now it's accepted in the among the I'm gonna say among the tribes that, and then, again, this is just what they say, in terms of the whole Black Indians thing, Indians from Africa mixing in with the indigenous, that whole, whatever, they'll accept that, and that's only because, putting so much we were putting so much information out there until, they just really had no other um course of action to take but to accept some of the information. You know, they finally came around to that, but now the fight is, you know, um, even back then it was still, but now they're having a hard time accepting that the whole thing about darker skinned Aborigines, or darker skinned indigenous, whatever, forget about the semantics, whatever you want to call it, darker skinned people being from the land, okay, being autochthonous to the land, okay, and that's the fight that's going on now. And, even though, at the end of the day, you know, with all of this stuff that's going on, and it's like my godmother was saying yesterday when we recorded the show, at the end of the day, you know, um, if it came down to it, the settlers don't care anything about any of that. If you got any type of Aboriginal claim to the land, you know, they don't like either one of us. Whether you be Mongoloid, whether you be, of darker pigmentation, and we really don't need to be fighting each other, to just keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? It's just nonsense, you know. And I know in my younger days, we went real hard, with those guys. I went real hard with those guys. I gave those guys hell, you know. And because I had the Achilles heel with the technology, wasn't really able to bring it to them like I really wanted to bring it to them, because they would it got so dirty back in the days that when I would put videos on YouTube, and I'm talking about way back in the days, back during this time, there was no, this is why you probably don't even know about that whole history, because it was so long ago, and there was, I'm talking about before, there was no Dane Calloway or any of these other cats that are on the scene now, but I'm just giving you a little bit of background, a little bit of history, to let you know what was going on. But they would actually sabotage all of the videos that I would put up, bringing out this history. They would actually take my videos and then redo it and talk over my videos, put their spin on it, distort, a lot of information, and make all kind of accusations saying I was doctoring up pictures and, things of that nature, and which was not true. Everything that I brought to light, came from, different sources, came from museums, came from books, and, things of that nature, without any alteration. but they would be so dirty that they would. And the thing is that I have to say, you know, YouTube is at fault too, because they allowed this to go on, you know, and my original videos wouldn't even be on YouTube. The only videos that would be on would be the ones that they would uh, uh, take and redo, and talk over it, and say that I'm crazy, and I'm saying X, Y, and Z, and blah blah blah, and you know I got real discouraged at one time. I just stopped doing it for a while because I didn't have the technological wherewithal, to come back at them. You see what I'm saying? So all the stuff that I'm doing now, I'm learning as I'm going. As I'm talking to y'all right now, I'm learning all of this stuff. How to deal with this technology. Let me see. I see some more comments here. Let me see. I want to acknowledge everybody. Um, Let me see. 1 second. Okay, yeah, Cobra Assassin. Shah, did you want to? Okay, it said books are faced the right way. Islamism more. Um, I'm from the mound builder country, close to Cahokia. Oh, okay, yeah, Cahokia. Yeah, where the mounds and stuff is at. Yeah. Oh man, I want to go to Cahokia, man. That's my dream right there, to go to Cahokia, and just absorb that energy, where the ancestors are with the mounds, and and that's very important. I was just talking to a brother, very spiritual brother. He's a shaman, and you'll see him. He will be on the show very soon. But we were just talking about that, about taking trips to the mounds, and bringing people to those mounds, because that brother, he's very spiritual, and he knows how to. He does it here in New York. He takes people to the sacred sites. You know, um, so we're gonna be working on some things where we can take trips to the sacred sites around the country. So y'all stay tuned for that. Um, Let me see. Let's see. Pamela. Oh, pardon my writing is so small. Pamela, is it Barnwell, or looks like Barnwell? Yeah. My eyes are not what they used to be. Looks like Barnwell. Thank you for staying on this red road and all of the knowledge that you share with us. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah, I don't get paid for this. My show is not monetized, even though YouTube started putting commercials on my videos. I'm not seeing a dime out of that. I don't know how they can do that. I think and somebody was telling me that they can do that, I think because of the music that I use, or something like that, with the copyrights or something like that. I don't know. So I'm gonna have to start putting making original music, and playing it on the show. And but yeah, I don't see a dime for this. Is a labor of love for me. Um, let's see. Let's see. What's Suzanne Bowen? Okay, how you doing? Pamela Barnwell, keep it real. 100 Night Eagle. Oh, okay. Is that Night Eagle? Is that Night Eagle from the Circle? Is that who that is? Cobra Assassin. Gratitude for keeping the light shining. Oh, for sure, man. Definitely. Thanks for the kind words and support. Yeah. Oh, okay. Hey. Oh, shio. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, definitely. You got Night Eagle in the house. All right. And yeah, so I just wanted to share, this is some books that I just pulled off of the shelf. So that was one book I wanted to share. Um, this is another book here. Um, it's got some jewels in it, you know, and you have to pardon, you know, the miss, you know, the the misnomer. But when you're reading, you don't worry about the cover. I say don't judge a book by its cover. You know, um, confounding the color line, the Indian black experience in North America. It's got some jewels in there. I don't agree with everything in the book, but it does have some jewels in there. You know, um, thing is, when you're doing your research, you know, you don't worry about if the information isn't this. Well, number one, no one book is gonna be 100% correct because everybody is coming from their particular perspective. So you have to read a book, then you cross reference with another book. Just like if a lot of people come on my channel, and they leave comments, and they don't agree with something that I say, whatever. Fine, you don't have to agree with everything, and so you just agree to disagree. You know, um, but you're doing research. You take what you agree with, and the rest you set to the side. You know, I don't agree with many of the things that I hear people say, on different channels, but I still mess with them, Um, I just take what's good, what's essential, okay, and then I leave the rest aside, and go on to the next thing. But yeah, this has some good jewels in it. I've actually used some of the information for my book. I have a book that I've been working on for the past 20 something years, um, almost 30 years, working on hopefully getting it out this year. Hopefully by the summertime, by powwow season, I'll have it published. And yeah, this is one of the references that I used. Let's see here. For those of you who are doing genealogy, this is a good reference. Okay. It's out of print though. If you can find it, you'd be lucky. It's called Black History, A Guide to Civilian Records in the National Archives. And this is by Deborah L. Newman. Okay. For those of you who want to do your genealogy. Um, and there's another book um, that I use too called Black Genealogy by Bloxton. You know, um, you definitely want to, get your genealogy done, you know, because what it's about is, people will try to tell you that, you are not this and you are not that, you know, and the thing is that, our forebears, didn't lie to us, despite what people would like you to believe, um, you know, those, elders passed information on, and they wouldn't have, it'd be different if it was just coming from a handful of people. But the fact that every, okay, now I do vending on everyone, periodically I do vending up in Harlem. Okay, and I vend with the indigenous books and stuff like that. A lot of these books that I'm showing you now are on my table all the time. Um, and I talk to people. I talk to a lot of people. A lot of people come up to me and they see the indigenous stuff and they be like, "Oh man," and I have conversation with people, and I would say that out of 20 random people, I would say about I'd say about 16 or more out of 20 people will say, yeah, their uh, grandmother said that, they were, or their grandmother said that, their parents or grandparents or whatever um, were part of one of the tribes, you know, and that could be anywhere because I've vended all over New York, in all boroughs. Okay. And it's the same story all the time. So if what our ancestors were saying was not true, then it wouldn't be that many people saying the same thing. It's like, as soon as somebody talking, it's like, yeah, I can almost finish the sentence for them, you know, because that's just how often, you hear these stories. Okay. So, and that's something that nobody can take away from us, and part of being able to uh, um, have a solid foundation and be able to stand on your square is knowing your genealogy. You know, um, I can't stress the importance of that. Luckily for me, I used to pick, my elders' brains. You know, so I had a head start. With the whole genealogy thing. So genealogy, believe it or not, genealogy, it's an ongoing thing, because those branches, because you have you have your parents, you have your grandparents, great grandparents, great grandparents, and it's coming from many different sides. So that tree, goes out. It branches off very quickly. So genealogy is an ongoing thing because it's a lot of relatives to account for. Okay, and the more you know about your genealogy, the more you can stand on your square when people try to tell you that you are not who you say you are. I can't stress the importance of that enough, you know. Let me see some more comments. Let me see. Mississippi Slab. This brother doing the TV, new TV network is going to mounds in the Natchez, Mississippi area. Oh, okay. Um, uh, Give me 1 second. Sorry. Hey, Ma, how you doing? Doing a video on the internet. Can I call you right back? Oh, okay. I'll call you soon. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was reading. Natchez, Mississippi area, all also along with Cahokia, also visit Poverty Point in Louisiana. Oh, a lot of ice here. That's right. Poverty Point. Yep. Yep. That's true. Oh, good. So yeah, it's good to see that there's others looking to do this work too, because that's another thing. See, with me, I don't just talk. A lot of people, they just do this stuff on the internet. I actually go in the field, you know, and I do my research that way. If I want to know something, I like to go to the source. you know I'll go and I'll talk with the chiefs, you know. Um, I'll go on the reservation, you know. Um, I'm on the res all the time, you know. Um, I'll go to the libraries, I'll go to, wherever, I'll go and fact find, and that's how you have to do, you know. You want to be able to um walk what you talk, and not just rely on secondhand information all the time, you know. So yeah, that's what we have to do. We have to, a lot of our people have to start getting into these sciences, you know, like anthropology and, archaeology. Well, anthropology is the parent branch, I mean, the parent of that whole area of science, go into anthropology, you know, um, and go out and do field research, you know. Let's see, got another one. Let me see here. Oh, that's the same one. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge everybody in the chat. And yeah, I'll let me see what else. There's another. Yeah, this is another good book here. I use as a reference. This is another one. The Black Caribs, Garifuna, St. Vincent's exiled people, the origin of the Garifuna, a, a historical compilation edited by Tomas Alberto Avila. Okay, and this is a good book, good research book, um, for those from the Caribbean. Very good book. Um, Indivisible. It's another book that I have on the table. Indivisible: African Native American Lives in the Americas. Again, you know, I'm not too crazy about the title, but it does have some good stuff in there. Again, I don't agree with everything, but just because I show you these books doesn't mean I go for everything that's in the books. But I take what's good out of it and I leave the rest. You know, um, this is a good book, and I'll be getting into, when I do these lives. I'll be highlighting certain parts of these books. Do some readings. Share some books with y'all. I got so many books, you know, um, to share. Yeah, there's a lot around, a lot of books around here. Everywhere I look, there's books. But I don't want to, bombard y'all with a whole bunch of references. I'm pretty much just testing this out, and I'll be doing another live pretty soon. I just wanted to see um, how this works, um, and the more I do it, the more comfortable I'll get, and I'll be, at doing this, and hopefully I'll learn how to get get people to come in. Um, how you have people, where they have other people on the stream too. Hopefully I'll learn how to do that. Um, if anybody has any suggestions on, information that you could share about, how that's done, it would be greatly appreciated as well. Um, Yeah, thanks for Night Eagle coming in too, man. Yeah, I gotta get you and Two Feathers, and maybe I get Eagle Woman in here. We do some language, we do some language classes and stuff like that. Sharing the language, with the family and stuff like that. Since have some fun. Um, yeah, but I'm gonna close out now. I just wanted to test this and see what it's like, And okay, Hawa, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna call Two Feathers, and um, I know he's not he's like me, not too tech savvy, so have to give him some instructions, or maybe you can, Night Eagle, show him how to do this here. I'm still learning myself. I was I was actually surprised when Two Feathers got on Facebook. I was like, oh wow, he's learning something, in terms of the modern technology, getting up to speed there. Um, but yeah, so all right, y'all. So I'm gonna close out, and this is a good test run. I thank everybody for tuning in. Next time I'm gonna make it a little more interesting. You know, um, I have a video that I will be upload. What I want to do is when I'm sharing the I'm gonna what I want to do is know how to maybe when I upload the video. I know I see people, they air a video and go live at the same time while the video is playing. I would like to do that um, while the video is going, where I have, people in the chat, they can, comment and stuff like that, and we can, interact as the video. But yeah, I wanna do that when I air the video with my godmother, Firebird, and you know, but I gotta find out how to do that. That's why I wanted to test this out too, just to, see what my options are in terms of, because I'm teaching myself this stuff. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna try to do that maybe tomorrow. Um, maybe tomorrow. Once I'm gonna talk to a couple of people and um, see how I can do that. And the gist of the interview basically is talking about that same topic, about the paper genocide. You know, and I just when I spoke to her the other day, we were talking, and we just felt the need to, again, that's an old topic for us. We were, dealing with that topic decades ago. Um, but things are just getting out of hand right now. And it's even getting to the point where people are, talking about getting physical with, I've heard, people talking about they're gonna get physical with each other, and stuff like that. And it doesn't need to get to that level, you know, um, especially when, you know, we all are supposed to be indigenous people, whether you be um, indigenous mound builder, or whether you be, indigenous who came later with the Mongolian migration or whatever. We're still, all ancient people, on the land. And at some point, I always say, and I've said this, I put this out there before, I said at some point they are going to acknowledge the fact that those of us of darker melanation are autochthonous to the land, you know, because they're fighting it just like how they were fighting. They're fighting it now just like how they were fighting um, this right here back in the days. Okay, they were fighting just this, the whole Black Indians thing. Now they acknowledge that like it's nothing. They're like, oh, that's like common knowledge to them, you know. So, the more this information comes out about, our um, autochthonous claim to the land, the more the information just just keeps getting flooded into the airways. They're gonna have no other choice but to acknowledge that aspect of our history as well, you know, and particularly once I'm finished with the book, because I'm not trying to toot my own horn, um, but I cover all bases in that book, in that book, there is no argument, there is no debate, because I put all the facts out there. There's no, I leave no stone, uncovered, unturned, you know. Um, so, once that book is out, game over, game over, you know. I've been doing this a long time, so, you know, um, 1 + 1 is 2. There's no getting around it. Not trying to toot my own horn, and that's not negating anybody else's history. I don't minimize. I don't name like somebody. I read in one of the comments in the comment section today on one of my videos. They made a comment. Hold on, let me look for this comment here. Some new cat. Let me see. What did they say? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull that comment up. Let's see here. Hold on 1 second. Let's see here. Yeah, just hold tight. I mean, some of the stuff that people say in the comment section sometimes is just so ridiculous. Okay, wait, let me see. Wait, no, it's not that one. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Okay, yeah. Let me screenshot this as a matter of fact. Yeah, okay. Some idiot says, I'm not going to call the name. They said, I think, okay, now, and this was on the video that I did with Two Feathers years ago. And they say, I think if you're not willing to speak against the $5 Indians still stealing and appropriating, then you're just as bad as Columbus. I could never dance around a campfire with descendants of the people who slaughtered my ancestors, period. Let's get real about this. I mean, this person obviously just came on the scene yesterday. You see, that's the thing with Negroes, you know. Um, you just get into something. A lot of these Negroes just discovered they were Indian like 2 days ago. Okay. You know, um, they just yesterday, they were walking around with unks, you know what I'm saying? Talking about they King Tut, and all this nonsense, you know. and then now all of a sudden, you're super Indian, you know, not realizing, I was talking about $5 Indians before any other channel that's on right now. Okay, that may be new, to this guy, who just discovered he was Indian 2 days ago. That's old news. That's like super old news, for me. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, okay. We have someone right in the chat right now. Okay, Night Eagle. Who knows? I definitely did not just start with Dane Calloway or any of these new cats that just came on the scene. You know, and y'all, those of y'all who know me from the community know that I've been on the scene long time ago. And me and my godmother Firebird, we were talking about all this stuff like before a lot of you guys were probably even born yet. Some of you guys are not even 30, 40 years old, talking about, you're not willing to speak against the $5 Indians. Number one, that particular show that I did with Two Feathers had nothing to do with $5 Indians. That show was dealing with the Cherokee language. Okay. So that wasn't even the topic of the show, you know. Um, so sometimes, people just want to hear themselves talk, and they just say anything, no matter how stupid it sounds, you know. Um, but all that stuff, this is new, to a lot of, no offense to anybody, but a lot of you guys who just started with Dane Calloway, that's new for you guys. You know what I'm saying? When I first started this, Dane Calloway was probably not even born. I don't even think Dane Calloway is 40 years old. And that's no shit. I'm not trying to discredit the brother. He's doing good things and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, that stuff is not new to me. You know what I'm saying? That's old news. That's real old news. You know, I was doing this shit. Oh, excuse my. I know I'm live. I don't know. Hopefully, there's no children watching. I was doing this stuff, you know, um, like 30 years ago. You know, um, let alone just having knowledge of self in general. You know, we're talking about like, you know, way back even before that. You know, so to sit up and tell me I'm not willing to, or me or anybody that I have on the show is not willing to speak out against $5 Indians for what? You know, that's tired now. You know what I'm saying? It's like you talking about $5. What aspect of the culture do you know, Negro? You know what I'm saying? You're so Indian, but you don't practice any of the culture. You know, you can't sit around and call yourself an Indian if you don't practice the culture. Just straight up. I'm just telling you just like that. No offense to anybody who doesn't, but if you don't know the culture, don't sit up and try to tell people what is, indigenous, what is this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? You need to just keep your mouth shut, you know. If anything, just be humble and sit back and, you know, try to learn. You know what I'm saying? Try to learn. It's like when I first got into this, you know, many, many moons ago, you know, I spent more time listening than I spent talking. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a real wise person, a real intelligent person would do. You know, you learn more that way. You listen. You know, getting a comment just came in. Yeah, Stephen Red Clay Facts. Yeah. Mississippi slab recognition is where it will start. They know that we are attached to Turtle Island. Indeed. Um, yeah, Night Eagle. I remember when Firebird introduced you to our circle. Yeah, I think that you were a teenager with notepad, pen recorder, and books, truth and knowledge. Yeah. believe it or not, I guess it's to genetics. I looked like a teenager at the time. Um, that was a while ago. I was actually at that time, I was about, oh wow, I hate to even date myself, but I was not a teenager. I will say it. I was 30 at the time, maybe 29 or 30, you know. But I used to get carded. If I went into a liquor store at that time, you know, they would ask me for ID, at 30 years old. I guess I just got those kind of genes, even now, people tell me I don't look my age. So, I definitely, thank my father and my mother and, all of the, all of my relatives, for passing those good genes on to me. Um, but yeah, um, yeah, it's like, at what point do you get another conversation going on other than mongoloid this, $5 Indian that, you know? Uh, uh, okay, great. We all know that information, but okay, what after that? You know, um, my show is like I said, I dealt with that stuff many, many moons ago, you know, on the Red Road East. I make it, if you listen to um the archive shows, I always state at the beginning of the show, the Red Road East is an indigenous TV program dedicated to archiving and preserving the history, legacy, and culture of the Aboriginal peoples east of the Mississippi River and the Caribbean. Okay? It's not just history, it's the culture as well. Okay? And I bring you um, our total experience. Okay? Not just from one perspective. That's why I have different guests on the show talking about different things in regards to our experience here um, in Amaru land. Okay. And so, yeah. Anyway, let's see, got another comment. You good? It's all grown folks in here. Yeah. I hope so. I, I let that I let that Cherokee slip out. I don't say French. I let that Cherokee slip out. But yeah, I didn't mean to use profanity. You know, especially live. So if there were any children around, I apologize. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna close out now, and let's do this again. I'll try to do this more often, you know. I'm gonna next time I'm gonna share, probably do some book reading, book reading with different books and share, you know, some books that I feel that would be beneficial to you. I'll probably put a lot of the books that those in the chat who may know me from the community, that seen me on the street, a lot of the books that y'all seen on the table. Oh, DJ Primo in the his ass. What's up, DJ Primo? Yeah, we got the Turtle Gang in the house. How's it going, bro? Yeah, I'm glad you could tune in with us, man. Yeah, I gotta get your cousin. I gotta get your cousin Norris back on the show again. You know, DJ Primo and his brother. That's part of the Turtle Gang, Lenape Nation. Yeah, um, definitely glad to have my Lenape family in the house. Um, he says, "Well, hope you are well. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Yeah, it's good brothers, man. Good brothers. DJ Primo, Turtle Gang. You know. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna do this again. Uh, I'll probably do it tomorrow if I find out how to air the video live. Um, that video that I did with Firebird. Okay. Um, Wait, give me 1 second. Let me see if she answers her phone again. It would have been really nice to get her in here. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I think she's asleep. But anyway, yeah, she is the guest that's on the next show. But so anyway, I'm gonna close out now, and until the next time, daughter dog,